We've all made mistakes with money, and we can all admit it. We've all made at least one mistake with a purchase or an investment going wrong, lending money to a friend, going out, spending, gambling, whatever. We've all made mistakes. Now, I've just done a series where I've listed my 10 most expensive mistakes. In this video, I was supposed to go back and look at those mistakes and tell you 5 lessons that I've learned. And I wrote out a wonderful script. I had it all planned out. I was like, yeah, this is going to hit. This is what the people have come for. But I'm not going to do that script. I'll tell you what's in it right now. So forgive me while I read. But I already was going to set the stage by telling you this is one of the lessons that I've learned, that I was too relaxed with money. Money came easy to me. I had a high-paying job and I was in abundance with money and I didn't really care. So I was pretty relaxed and pretty happy-daisy. And then I would move on to the next lesson that I learned, that I trusted too easy, that I take people's value on their word, and if they say they're going to do something, I'm in. I'm just too trusting and I'm willing to give my money away. And then mistake number 3 was that I was lazy with research, that if it sounded like a good idea and I could make a few bob out of it, I'm all in. Don't worry about the details. I trust you. That kind of fell into the last one, but I was very lazy. I'd hear an idea and just go, yep, here's some money, let's go. Never did any research for myself. Just threw money at a problem or just threw money at it. And that kind of then led into the 4th lesson, which was I just didn't care. Why didn't I care? Mate, I had a high-paying job. Why would I care? I was earning a couple $100,000 a year. A few thousand here and there is not going to affect me too much. And if it did, what does it matter? And the 5th thing that I wanted to tell you was that I thought that back then and all those mistakes that I'd made and people knew about it, that it would give me some sort of status. People would go, hey, that dude, he must be rich because he just lost a bundle and he's walking around like he doesn't care. Nothing matters to him. He's just like, whatever. I kind of thought that would make me look like the cool dude. Like, hey, Trapper knows what's going on. He's cool. Like, take advantage of him. So I did. I had this great script written out and I was like, this will hit. But I didn't make that video. And I didn't release it straight after as mistake number 11 or lesson number 11 to the 10 mistakes that I already did, because it just didn't feel right to me. It felt very fake. Even though I was thinking those things and I was like, yeah, this is what I learned. This is what I knew about myself. But I don't identify with that person anymore. Doing this series, 10 videos in a row, it brought it back to me, and I was reliving those moments like they had just happened back to back. Like these 10 mistakes all happened in 10 days. And so for the 10 days of recording those, I was a pretty miserable bloke because I'm like, shit, look how much money you've wasted. Look how much money you've thrown away. And now you're supposed to make a video and say what lessons you've learned from those things. And then where am I supposed to go with it? Then tell you that I've learned all these lessons. I was an idiot, but no more. I've learned those lessons. I'm no longer going to be an idiot. I'm going to do things right. I'm going to be very protective of my money, and I'll never get scammed again. I'll never lend money or invest in a friend, get a credit card, buy expensive cars. And all those things will be true, but it's not what I wanted to say. It's not what I feel. I treat money like energy, and I want to have a continuous flow of money. I don't want to stop it. I don't want to go back over past mistakes and put any sort of blocks up there where I'm now going to be like Scrooge McDuck and hold on to every single penny that I earn or have. Because there was a reason why I was able to make those mistakes, and lessons that I've learned from those mistakes is I was very easy with money. I had a knowledge and a knowing that money was a constant supply in my life. And it has been a constant flow in my life for a very, very long time. And I don't want to turn off that flow. So I go back to the car and buying an expensive car and selling it for nothing and losing quite a large amount of money. I don't want that lesson to be, don't ever buy yourself a nice car. Don't buy yourself nice things, because in the end you're going to lose. I always want to come with that, with the attitude of, this is what I want, and I have the money that I can go and do it. I feel that's a much better message. Other lessons about investing with friends. Okay, be smarter about it, but don't close yourself off to those opportunities, because like my next friend might have $1 billion idea, and if I turn around and say, oh, nope, been burnt too many times, I'm out, I will miss it. Those opportunities won't come my way. So I don't want those to be the lessons that I learned. The biggest lesson that I learned from this series came in the last video, the Ponzi scheme. The lesson that I've taken from the Ponzi scheme is I went away from what I wanted. I wanted to buy a house, and I had the money for the house, and I'd been saying for ages, I want a house, I want a house, I want to settle down. My wife and I, we want a house, we're going to settle down. And then we had that money sitting in the bank. It wasn't doing anything because we hadn't found our house yet. And then this opportunity arose, and it did. It distracted us. We looked over there and we saw what could be made. We're like, well, if we put our money over there until we find our house, it takes the pressure off buying a house. We didn't need to buy one at that time. We could find the perfect house. Yes, we started to get very greedy. We started to see the possibilities of what that, and we started to live in greed. And that was a mistake. That really was an error, because what we had done is we had gone against the laws of the universe. We were asking for something, we were waiting for it to show up, but then we got impatient, so we put our money over there, then we got greedy. And what happened? Well, the universe said, well, you're not being very good at the moment, so we're going to take this off you. And it has been taken off us. Now, we're asking for the universe to give it back to us. We'd like it to come back to us. We're very hopeful that it'll come back to us. But that was a lesson that we learned. That was the lesson that I learned. I'm like, why did I do that? And I've only now just discovered that this week. I was like, before that, didn't really see what the lesson was. It was more along the lines of, don't get scammed. Do something so you can protect your money. But now I see it for what it really was. It was like the universe giving me a wake-up call. Mate, what are you doing? We're here to help. You're doing everything to reject our help. We'll give you a lesson. So I've spent this week thinking more about this video and what I actually want to say. And I wanted to bring it around to a more positive way of being, and because I'm a much more positive person and I've changed my whole outlook and demeanor, I now remember some good things. I remember the time that I met my wife. She's Romanian, I'm Australian. We decided that we were going to meet. Now, where are you going to meet? Me being the hopeless romantic that I am, I suggested that we meet in Paris. So here we were talking on the phone. We were getting along really, really well. And we decided that we wanted to meet. And as I just said, we decided on the place was Paris. And I told her that I needed about 6 months to get all my finances in order. And my now wife, she's like, sounds great. Let's do it. So I'm all ecstatic. I've done the maths. I've done the figures. I can do this. Around about 3 weeks later, she tells me that, no, that's not going to work. And she said, October 10th, I want to meet in October. And my mind started racing straight away. I'm like, shit. I just did all the math. I just did all the figures and worked it all out. It took me 6 months to be able to afford it. Now you've just taken 2 months off me. I can't do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I told her, I said, I don't know. I don't think I can do that. I told you that the math only works if we meet at Christmas time. And she turned around and she said to me, well, she didn't turn around, but she said to me, if you don't meet me in October, don't bother coming, because I'm not going to meet you. That's it. This is your one shot. Do you want it or not? And I said, I do. And she said, well, we'll work out a way. Figure it out. Oh, did I panic for the next couple of days, trying to like madman, trying to do the math, trying to like move a little bit here and a little bit there. Oh, nothing was working. And the next time I was talking to her on the phone, she said, relax, set your intention, say you're coming, let the universe do its work. All you have to do is say is that you're going in October 10th. You're going to be there on October 10th. If you believe that, the universe will help you get it. Now, back then, I thought this was all a bit hogwash and, crazy talk. But this is where I started to turn into a believer. We met October 10th. I paid everything off that I needed to pay off in Australia. I had more money in my pocket when I arrived in October than I had planned on having in December. And then we spent 2 lovely weeks in Paris together. And towards the end of that trip, she said, how'd you do it? I said, I don't really know. I said, I just followed your instructions. I just let it go and said that I'm going to be here. And I don't know. Things just sort of happened and I got paid a little bit more here. There was some back paid owed to me and, the money just came. And I'd forgotten that story. I'd forgotten how money flows and the energy that money has. And if you want something and then get out of the way, the universe has a way of producing it for you. So now I'm back on track. Now I'm getting out of my own way. I'm not trying to force the issue anymore. So I'm lifting my energy. I feel very good. I feel very happy. And I've left all that darkness behind me. So that series has done its job wonderfully for me because I'm now going to call it the Cleaning Out My Closet series, where I've, dumped all that shit out and I'm going to let in all the beautiful light. So I was talking about where my content is going to go from here on out, and this is the direction that it's going to go. I'm going to be talking about all the positive things that have come into my life and all the positive things that I've asked for in the past that have shown up to my life. And I'm just going to tell stories, but I'm going to bring much more lightness and happiness to my experiences, because that's what I want more in my life. So if you're still with me and you like the sound of that, welcome to the journey.